Hey, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. So today, we're going to talk about an anime that did exactly what it was supposed to do. It gave us a story, it was consistent, it didn't have a dramatic fall off between the episodes, everything was pretty good. The animation wasn't half bad, the story continued to keep up with each episode, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't half bad, and I'm congratulating this anime for being consistent. Even though it didn't reinvent the wheel, it didn't do necessarily anything different, and it was kind of derivative of a more popular anime, but this anime did exactly what it was supposed to. And the anime that I'm talking about is Buddy Daddies. Other than being the gay Spy X family, Buddy Daddies was derivative to say the least, and it was obviously a bit of a cash grab because this anime is built upon the same things that Spy X family has made famous and almost continues to be the leader of. Family works with assassin killing, stuff like that. But what Buddy Daddies does that I enjoy most of all is it's consistent. It tells us a story that easily could have been a movie, and I've probably seen this movie 1,000 times, but this is the anime version, and it's not half bad. It doesn't try to be more than what it is. It's actually very poignant and very upfront about a lot of different things, and I enjoyed the process of watching this anime give us pieces of a story, introduce our characters, give us so many different things that made the story not half bad and probably one of the most consistent animes of that season. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Buddy Daddies is basically written by two writers that I can't pronounce their names, but I'm going to put it up on the screen. We're basically following two assassins. We're following Kazuki and Rei. And this is 12 episodes. This was just the past following season. So we're now getting to deal with all the anime that were basically from that season ending. And this is one of the animes that I enjoyed because it wasn't trying to be overly weird, it wasn't stupid, and it at least tried its best to give me a solid story and didn't have some overzealous gimmick, even though this anime is pretty much copying another very popular anime. But what this anime had going for itself was it was very consistent in the idea that it knows what it's trying to be, it knows the story that it's trying to tell, and it's very honest about the relationships, the problems, and a lot of the sadness that comes within our story from our two main characters and the third that gets added, which is basically Miri, who is their daughter. Orwell becomes their daughter because of a botched mistake where they basically end up killing her father, and the little girl is there to meet her father but doesn't really know who her father is because her father had an affair with a singer turned, well, doing other things. But regardless of that, she's in a very toxic relationship and ends up giving Miri up and tries to, I guess, extort her father in some sort of way, get rid of the child. She's not in the picture for most of the episodes, but she does come back for her own reasons. And the story is very touch and go. From there, we get a lot of heartwarming moments. We see these two men deal with the fact that they're trying to deal with a child that they don't really know where she came from. They don't really know how to help her, and they just killed her father. Along with that, our characters have very harrowing backstories where they have to deal with their own personal things. What I do love about this story is they do not try to keep a middle ground. It very much wavers between our two characters having to face their own personal demons. And their demons are genuine things dealing with loss, grief, abandonment, all sorts of different things that bothers our main characters. We see their traumas, we see it within flashbacks, we see it within their actions, we see it within our characters, and it's very shown that our main characters have to work through things. There's one thing that is often very true, and this is throughout all sorts of different media, that children make adults have to look at themselves and have to change themselves, at least the good ones at least. They look at themselves and they recognize things that they may not be very fond of, or they recognize their own issues. And our main characters respond to Miri. They change because of Miri. We see how these two guys go from being loser gamer guy that's a pretty cool assassin that does a lot of action stuff, and a playboy that's really good at planning and doing all sorts of assassin work and dressing up, and they become actually decent fathers. Each episode brings about a certain tidbit of change that is oftentimes publicized. Maybe even that's one of the main pieces of the episode, but within this we see how these two guys change, and it's very honest. It's funny how it's very realistic about how I'm trying to get a kid into school, how much you need records, how much you need shots, all the preparation. Do you know how much kid stuff costs? Do you know how much schools demand of children to have to be a part of their school? There's a lot of stuff, and I vaguely remember certain stuff that my mom had to figure out when we moved states, so I totally saw how realistic that was. And let's not even talk about the whole process in Japan, a place that is notorious for having so much paperwork, so much other extra things that you need just to get one thing done. That just looked painful, that episode. What Betty Daddies did that I just enjoyed was it was consistent. That's one of the things that I recognize with a good bit of the anime that I was watching this season. Some of them continued to have really great first episodes and then just fell off of a cliff.
あいつに私の夢ぶち壊されて、それでも笑ってるって。
母親だったらそれくらいやって当然だろうが、苦労するのも子供に人生かけるのも親の幸せなんじゃねえのか。
It would be around 5, episode 6, or episode 7, where it's just it's time to get towards the ending pieces. The story's getting there. We're past the honeymoon period. And they just fell off a freaking cliff, bro. There's so many animes that I'm going to talk about that just botched it towards the end. And I can pick out the individual episode where they just decided to do whatever the hell they wanted. And Buddy Daddies didn't do that. They decided to keep a consistent story. It seems like everyone understood what we were doing. They understood we were just doing this different derivative of a concept that actually was fun. It was actually enjoyable. The heartwarming moments were actually heartwarming. The deaths actually mattered. Processes that happen within this anime, and our main characters, their changes. I enjoyed so much about this anime was it tried its best to give a genuine story, and there was genuine consequences, choices, things that happened at the expense of others, and also the choices that needed to be made so that they can take care of what needs to be taken care of. And I love that that change actually happens, and it felt like things mattered within this anime. Choices mattered, and also things just went the way it was supposed to. And we also got a pretty happy, good ending that I was at least happy about, and I enjoyed how this anime did it. So that's just one of my things that I'm really excited about. This was a really good average anime, and if you haven't watched it, you definitely should. It's heartwarming, it's beautiful, and a little bit painful sometimes, but you should definitely watch this anime. Anyway, peace. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.